Do you ever feel like you're just going through the motions, like you're on the outside of your own life? Like maybe you're living a movie that somebody else wrote the script for, and there's like this constant, quiet little hum in the background that says, I was meant for something more, but you can't quite grasp it. If that sounds familiar, I want you to know I've been there. I felt like I was lost at sea, living this life and trying to find a current that really felt like my own. It wasn't until I found this really simple yet profound tool that everything started to shift. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a powerful writing tool to help you discover your purpose. All you need is a notebook, a pen, and a willingness to be open. And we are going to take this blank page and turn it into a map to help you discover your purpose. You may be wondering, why writing? Well, in a world that is so full of distractions and noise, it's a quiet rebellion. You can carve out a space just for you where you can set aside the noise of the world and even the noise in your own head. When you put your pen onto paper, it's not just putting sentences on the paper, you are actually pulling your inner world out into the open. Thoughts that may seem like a tangled mess in your mind suddenly have clarity because you see it in black and white. It's like walking into a room that's dark and flipping on a light switch, and you can suddenly see where everything is. Writing is basically a direct line to your subconscious. It helps you get around that inner critic. You know, that inner voice that's telling you things like who you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to want. This is about actually finding what gives your life meaning. It's about uncovering your why. And your why is your deep reason why you do everything you do. It's about finding your purpose in life. This isn't just feel-good advice. Psychology actually backs this up. Now, studies have shown that expressive writing will make you more self-aware and it will boost your emotional intelligence. When you write about the things that you go through, you're not just recording it, you're actually processing it. You're giving yourself a chance to find the lessons in your struggles and in the joys. You become the storyteller and the hero of your own story. You put yourself back in the driver's seat of your own life. The page becomes a mirror that shows you not only who you are right now, but also who you can become. It's a tool to dig up what's already inside you. Go ahead and grab your notebook because you're about to start your 4-step writing journey to find your purpose. For each of these steps, I'm going to give you a prompt, and I want you to pause the video while you do the writing prompt and then come back to the video. Remember to let yourself write. Don't edit, don't judge, and please don't worry about spelling or grammar. The only purpose here is to keep the pen moving because this is for your eyes only. Before we can find any clarity, we've got to clear out all the junk. And to do this, what you're going to do is set a timer for 10 minutes, and you are just going to write, and you're going to clear out the clutter by writing for 10 minutes. And this is called a brain dump or free writing. You want to write down whatever's in your head, no matter how random or silly it is. It could be your to-do list, it could be a frustration, it could be an experience that is just buzzing under the skin and you just can't wait to get it out. Or it could be one of those small random things that happen that made you smile today. If you get stuck, you can start with a sentence. Right now, I'm feeling. Or, I have no idea what to write, but. The goal isn't to write anything good, it's just to get the thoughts flowing and shut up that inner critic for just a little bit. By clearing out all that surface level noise, you make space for the quieter, deeper thoughts that are rolling around in your head. And so go ahead, what I want you to do right now is set the timer for 10 minutes, pause the video, and write for 10 minutes, and I'll be right here when you get back. Welcome back. How did that feel? Maybe you're feeling a little bit lighter. It's really amazing what comes out when we give ourselves permission to speak without judgment. Now that we've cleared out some room, it's time to dig a little deeper with step 2. Our purpose is usually hiding in the patterns of our own life story. So we are going to be archaeologists, and we're going to dig some things up out of our own past. Your experiences, the good and the bad, have shaped you, and they can give you clues as to what you really care about. I want you to think about this prompt. Write about a time in your life when you felt completely, totally alive and like your truest self. What were you doing? Who was with you? How did it feel in your body? Maybe it was something from your childhood before you were told who you should be, or perhaps it was a project that you poured your heart into. It could even be a trip you took, or as simple as a conversation that lit you up inside. Don't just describe what happened, describe the feelings. Were you excited? Were you scared? Were you challenged? Were you creative? Really dig into the depth of what happened there. These moments are like points on a compass, showing you the activities and the places where you really come alive. Okay, it's time to pause the video again. I want you to take as much time as you need on this step. Dig really deep, and I'll be waiting for you when you get done. I hope that brought back some powerful feelings for you, because the things that really made us feel alive back then are often the things that your soul is just crying out for now. Now let's bring it from the past to the present with step number 3, and that's finding the joy compass. Have you ever been so into something that you totally lost track of time? That's called a flow state, and it's one of the best indicators of what you are really supposed to be doing now. Your joy is a compass, and so think about that flow state where you lose track of time as your true north. And so for this step number 3, you are going to answer these questions in your journal. What activities make you lose track of time? What subjects could I talk about for hours and never get bored? If I had a totally free Saturday, no chores or obligations, what would I do just because I love it? This isn't about what you think is productive or even what you're good at, although quite often those two do seem to overlap. This is about what really pulls you in and gives you energy. It could be anything. It could be organizing a closet, or getting lost in the woods, or writing a book, or playing the guitar, having deep talks with friends, or even falling down a research rabbit hole online. These aren't just hobbies, these are clues to your purpose. These are the things that your innermost being chooses to do when it can do whatever it wants. Pause the video and make your list, and just be really totally honest with yourself, and I'll be waiting when you get done. Take a really good look at that list, because somewhere in those activities is the place where your passion and your natural energy meet, because your purpose is hiding right there in plain sight. Before we move on to the final and most powerful step, let's take a minute and build community down in the comments. Without sharing anything too personal, put one thing that puts you in a flow state, because that thing might be the one thing that someone else out there needs to hear. We've looked at the past, we've looked at the present, and now it's time for you to become the architect of your future. A purpose isn't just something you find, it's something you actively build. And we're going to, in this last exercise, we're going to pull together all of the stuff that you've uncovered to actively build a clear direction. For this final writing prompt and step number 4, I want you to imagine that you are at your 80th birthday party, and someone at the party stands up to give a speech about you and your life. What do you want them to say? What impact do you want to have had on them and on the world? And what do you hope your legacy will be? This exercise cuts through all the daily worries and the clutter, and it really gets to what you value the most. Do you want to be remembered for your generosity, for your kindness, for your love of people? What is it that you want people to remember the most about you? Write down that speech. Write down the words that would make you feel like you lived a truly meaningful and purposeful life. This isn't about ego. This is about you defining what a life well lived means to you. This is the big one. This is a really important thing to do. And I want you to go ahead, pause the video, and write that speech. But pour your whole heart into it. Welcome back. Now, I want you to read over what you just write. And that right there, that is your North Star. That's your purpose that you have been searching for. It might not be a job title, and that's okay. A purpose is a verb, not a noun. It's how you want to be in this world, not what you want to be. Now look back at everything you wrote today. You cleared out the mental clutter. You reconnected with some of your past events. You identified some of those things that made you feel alive, and you defined the legacy that you want to leave behind. The clues were there the whole time, but writing can help you gather up all of those individual pieces, connect the dots, and define your true purpose. Remember, finding your purpose isn't a one-and-done thing. It's a lifelong journey. And so I would want to encourage you to make this a part of your life and do this on a regular basis, because purpose and direction can change over time. You don't have to write for hours. Even 5 minutes a day can really make a difference. But remember to be kind to yourself. Your story is waiting for you to write it. And for the first time, the pen is in your hand. So go ahead and write your story.